The truth about Thailand's dual pricing system. Welcome to Simply Thailand. If you've been to Thailand or are planning a visit, you may have heard about the controversial dual pricing system. It's one of the most discussed topics in the country, and it affects nearly every tourist. Simply put, tourists often pay more for the same products and services as locals. But why does this happen? And what does it mean for you, the traveler? Stick around as we explore the truth behind Thailand's dual pricing system and what you need to know before you visit. 1. What is dual pricing? Dual pricing refers to the practice where foreigners are charged higher prices than locals for the same goods or services. This often happens in tourist attractions, historical sites, and even certain public services like transport. You might see a sign at a temple entrance that says, "Admission for foreigners, 500 baht, locals, 20 baht. It seems unfair, right? But there's a reason behind it, and it's not just about greed. In fact, it's a long-standing practice in many countries with large tourist industries, and Thailand is no different. 2. The justification behind dual pricing. You may wonder why this practice exists in the first place. The most common justification is that it helps preserve and maintain cultural and historical sites. Many of Thailand's most famous temples, national parks, and museums are funded through local taxes and by charging foreigners a higher rate. These places can generate extra revenue to help with maintenance. Additionally, the higher fees for tourists can help ensure that these sites remain open for future generations to enjoy. However, there's another side to the story. Critics argue that it creates a two-tier system that benefits some people while penalizing others. Locals typically don't have to pay the inflated rates, but tourists are often left feeling like they're being overcharged simply because they're not Thai. 3. The debate. Is it fair? This brings us to the debate surrounding dual pricing. For many tourists, dual pricing can be frustrating. After all, when you visit a country, you're already spending a significant amount of money on flights, accommodation, food, and tours. To be hit with higher entrance fees, just because you're not from Thailand, can feel like a form of discrimination. Some travelers argue that the practice creates a divide and makes Thailand seem less welcoming to outsiders. But for locals, the system is often seen as a necessary means to support cultural heritage and tourism. Some locals believe that by charging tourists more, the revenue generated can benefit their communities and help preserve the country's rich history. Without the extra money, many temples and parks could struggle to maintain their structures, gardens, and facilities. 4. What you can do to navigate dual pricing. So, how can you make sure you're not overpaying when you visit these sites? Well, the first thing to keep in mind is that dual pricing is common, but it's not universal. Some attractions may charge the same fee for everyone. For others, you may find discounts or different pricing if you're a resident or a long-term visitor. Here are a few tips to navigate dual pricing. Ask about discounts. Many sites offer discounts for students or long-term residents, so don't hesitate to ask. Look for combined tickets. Some attractions offer combined tickets that give you access to several places at a discounted price, so it's worth looking for those to save a little extra. Avoid peak tourist season. Traveling during off-peak times can often mean fewer tourists and more reasonable pricing. The shoulder seasons from April to June and September to November are ideal times to visit for both lower prices and better experiences. 5. Should dual pricing be abolished? That's a tough question, and it's one that doesn't have an easy answer. For some, dual pricing feels like a necessary evil to preserve the country's heritage. For others, it creates an unfair burden. However, one thing is certain: Thailand's tourism industry continues to thrive despite dual pricing, and it's a part of the experience that many travelers simply accept as part of visiting a developing country. Ultimately, the dual pricing system in Thailand can feel frustrating at times, but it's not something that's likely to change anytime soon. As a traveler, it's important to understand why it exists and be prepared for it. And remember, while you may pay a bit more for certain attractions, Thailand still offers a wealth of incredible experiences that are worth every penny. What's your opinion on Thailand's dual pricing system? Have you experienced it yourself? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more insider tips about traveling in Thailand. Until next time, stay informed, Stay safe and keep the conversation going.